What's good, Facebook fam? Actually, YouTube. Just going on YouTube. What's good, YouTube fam? This your guy, man. Armand Rose, aka Edwin Rose, aka the Conscious and the Las Vegas Cowboy. Hey, man, I just wanted to dive down the rabbit hole real quick again. I don't do, I don't do a lot of the health, wealth videos anymore because a lot of people still caught up into this system. Okay, that's one thing I want you guys to remember. Remember, in this system, you've been taught lies. Everything that we've been taught since we were children is a lie. Everything. 99.9% of the things that we've been taught is a lie. Okay? The only thing that I ever gave credit to that's the truth or that's factual is math and certain people's science. And I've always told you, let's become our own researchers and do our own research. Now, why I suggest for young people to not lift heavy. I'm talking about people that want to lift heavy. Obviously, it's the bodybuilders, right? Bodybuilders, power lifters, football players, ex-football players, I don't know any other trade, and just the average Joe that's out there walking the street that wanna, be the biggest motherfucker. Okay? That looks good, that feels that it looks good. Okay? Now, I'm gonna give you a little backstory, then we're gonna dive down the rabbit hole. Most people see Edwin now. Most people don't know Edwin 40 years ago. Okay? Skinny, awkward. I think I grew up past 6 feet tall in junior high school. I graduated high school maybe $150, if that. So I was one of those kids that always wanted to be big. And I'm talking about, have the big puffy chest, have the big cut diesel arms, have the quads that just popped, have the little bitty waist. I always wanted to be that guy. So yes, when my mama used to go, and this is the day, they used to have magazines in the grocery stores. I used to go to the magazine rack and stand on that bottom shelf, get to the top, and just dig through there. Look at Lee Haney, look at all the old greats. I can't think of Sean Ray, all those guys back in the day. I used to just idolize them. So I wanted that big mass. I knew I wasn't going to get it. Even then I knew that wasn't obtainable, but I wanted certain parts of my body to be swole. Even getting into adulthood, I still believe I could obtain certain things, right? Now, during that time of me wanting to be big, I lift heavy, and there were certain things that I did that we as human beings should not be doing to ourselves. Anything over your body weight, I'll say anything double your body weight, you should not be trying to lift it. Listen to me. Anything double your body weight, you should not be trying to lift it. It's going to affect your joints. It's going to affect your ligaments. Now, how I got this information is looking at alternative ways to exercise. Once I was 420 pounds, I had just had ankle surgery. What can I do? Okay. Walk. My ankle is fucked up. How can I walk? Take the pain, fuck it up, suck it up, and walk. Okay, cool. I'm going to walk. The weight just started coming off. Found Dr. Sebi. Found Dr. Africa. Found all these alternative ways to exercise. Found these brothers, calisthenic kings. Found all of this stuff. And then now, when I started putting everything together and doing my research, this was also during a time where my man from Green Mile passed. I think I mentioned this several times. And I was like, man, he had just started doing good. and then, you know, all the effects of the way he ate. And see, I never was a calorie counter. I never was the person that I gotta eat 10,000 calories and burn it and try to build this body. That never made sense to me, because what you're basically putting in your body is all extra chemicals. You're not, listen, for you guys to sit here and think that eating big is healthy and that's how you gain mass and muscle, you're doing nothing but speeding up the process of the poisoning and them actually trying to kill you. Okay, most of the meats that we eat today are carcinogens. Most of the stuff that's pumped into these animals are meant to slowly deteriorate us from the inside out. Now, you're eating 4 to 5 times the amount that they say you're supposed to eat. What do you think you're doing to your body? That's why you see a lot of these guys don't make it past 40. The top two that I mentioned, the guys that lift heavy, power lifters and bodybuilders. You only have, I don't know no old school power lifter that's still alive, that's past his 50s, that's still alive. Maybe you guys can research it and find one. That's beautiful. Beautiful for you. But I don't know one power lifter from back in the day that's still alive, that made it past his 50s, that's still alive. Bodybuilders, I've given you guys the stats. I've showed it to you. But see, this is the thing this is why I say we have to do our own research. This is why I say we have to do our own research. It's not something that I'm guessing. It's not something that I'm telling you that I wasn't part of. I didn't participate in it. I didn't go in the gym and try to lift the whole gym. Y'all can ask the mother of my 3 children, Geisha Jackson. I was in the gym early morning, late night. Before the kids woke up, I was in the gym. Well, I wasn't working at that time, so she paid the membership. You can ask her. During her pregnancies, she used to come to the gym and get on the treadmill and we used to do our thug thizzle. And I was in the gym trying to make that NFL dream, and I was lifting the gym. I was one of those guys that thought the only way that I can keep this kind of strength and keep this kind of size is to lift heavy, and it's not. Now, stopped playing football, blew up to over 400 pounds, knees hurt, back hurt. I used to have to sleep in a chair, sitting up like this, because I couldn't lay on my shoulders. Remember I told you guys I had the carpal tunnel surgery. It used to hurt from here to my elbow, to my shoulders, to my back. I used to wake up in the morning and everything is popping and cracking. Everything is popping and cracking. See, you guys don't understand, those people that lift big, majority of them nowadays eat big. Majority of them nowadays, and I don't even want to talk about the PEDs and the steroids and stuff like that, because we all know that that's harmful. What we don't know is lifting heavy is harmful to your body. Lifting heavy deteriorates your body. Lifting heavy brings on problems that is compiled by all of the eating, by all of the drug use, by all of the chemicals. Now, all of the chemicals that you didn't put in your body because you're eating lean, even if it's lean beef, those animals are pumped full of steroids anyway. Those animals are pumped full of growth hormones anyway. So now you're eating all that shit, and yeah, you're going to get big as a house. But here's what they don't tell you. When you stop being that active, when you stop running those 2 miles a day, because life is life, and you've turned the channel and now you're starting to look for other things to do, go look at those NFL players that's been out of the NFL for 10 plus years. I'm talking about guys that you was like, man, that was my hero. That's what I strive to be like him. there's only maybe 1 or 2 that still look good. And I'm being generous by saying 1 or 2, because all the guys that I see be like, damn, that's so-and-so. God damn, he look like a little bowling ball. Oh shit, that's such and such. The only ones that are doing good are the guys my size that are like, hey, I had to change my eating habits, because here it is, I'm used to consuming all of this and exerting it, but now that I retired or stopped being as active, all of a sudden, every time I look around, my neck gets shorter. My shoulders get up here, my shoulders are getting up. I've had about this much space between my shoulder and my neck. So this is not something that I'm speculating on, that I'm guessing on, fellas. This is something that if you have that mindset of lifting heavy, if you have that mindset, listen to me, if you have that mindset of lifting heavy, and that's the only way you're going to get strength, that's the only way you're going to get size, then you're going to have a lot of problems in the long run. There's nothing wrong with being streamlined and strong as fuck. There's nothing wrong with that. And like I said, there's other alternate things that you can do. Is it going to take you a little longer? Yes. I'm still a novice calisthenic guy, but I'll tell you this. Every morning, before I walk out that door, my garage door, I do 150 push-ups. Every morning. My elbows don't hurt. My shoulder hurt. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. See, I'm the motherfucker that tell the truth. My shoulder hurt, but my shoulder been hurting for, I don't know, 3 months, you know? But if I was to pick up some weights, and you guys can go back through my timeline on Facebook and listen to me. I used to work out Wednesdays, and then I would do integral workouts, you know, like hit my shoulders, hit my calves, hit certain areas. Man, when I would do curls, the next day my arms would be like this. I'll do an arm workout, I couldn't move my shit. Nobody got time for all that shit, man. I'm trying to enjoy these 50s, and I really want to enjoy my 60s and 70s. I don't want you pushing me or nobody else pushing me in a motherfucking wheelchair. I don't want y'all seeing me somewhere and be like, hey, Rose, let me get the door for you, bro. And rolling me through the door in a wheelchair, because I've let my body deteriorate and not try to do something to stop that from happening. That's what it's about. And then I want to be able to, you know, if the grandkids are, that's 20 years, right? If the grandkids are going to college or in high school or wherever the case may be, I am able to walk up those stairs and sit my butt down and not have somebody hold my hand while I do it. Now, when I get to 80 or 90, yeah, help me out. But another thing that made me change my perspective and look at things differently is, once again, I'm one of the oldest parents of all my children. Destiny, Edwin, and Joshua. When I went to their graduation and I'm looking around at these people's grandparents that are 10, 15 years older than me in wheelchairs. You 60 in a wheelchair? You can't move? You in a wheelchair? 60 is right around the corner from me, y'all. 53. Y'all mean in 7 years I'm gonna be in a wheelchair? That's what I have to afford to look to? No. What can I do to improve my health? Not consume all that bullshit that we talked about. So the way they taught us to eat was wrong. So if I say I want longevity, and the first thing that come from longevity is stop eating meat, then I got to cut back on eating the meat. That makes sense to me. So that also means that we've been taught to eat things wrong. The way we've been taught to eat 3 square meals a day, eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Why? That's a lie. You don't need to do that. Yeah, milk makes the body good. Drink milk. We're not baby cows. We're not baby cows. You want to be sick? You want to always have phlegm? You want to have all these issues? Keep drinking that goddamn milk. I told y'all when I turned 30, that was one of the, before I became conscious, that was one of the first things that I said to myself. Why am I going to the store to buy a pill so I can drink something that my body is rejecting? Let me say that again to you guys slowly. Why am I going to the store to purchase a pill that I can drink something that my body is rejecting? Why am I doing that? I have to listen to my body. I heard my stomach growl. I have to listen to my body. I have to do things for longevity. It may not sound right, especially if you still sold that this system is teaching you the right things to do and the right way to do it. Family, we were not told and taught the right way to do 90% of the things that we do in life. We were not taught the right way. Calisthenics, if you have 2 children, you have 2 boys right now, do it if you want to experiment. Let's say your boys are 5, they're under the teen, they're pre-teens. Make one do a lot of push-ups and squats and body weights, calisthenics. Make the other one lift weights and see who's healthier. And the one that's doing the calisthenics, yeah, man, go ahead and have him eat more fruits and vegetables, and the other one can eat whatever you want to eat. Pump him up full of, first thing first, see who has the worst acne. After you have the worst acne, see who hits puberty the hardest. See who goes through emotional changes the fastest. See, just pay attention to all of that shit. This is the research that I've done. Once I started, and then here's somebody else. Here's other people to look at, to follow, to try to do some research on. Look at gymnasts. Look at gymnasts. These guys got some of the best arms I've seen in a long time. You know what? I ain't even gonna say in a long time. I remember gymnasts. I'm a Olympics guy. I like watching the floor exercises and all that other bullshit. I enjoy it. But I've always been fascinated with these cats because I'm like, damn, that motherfucker's got some big ass arms. Now, you're gonna have to work on the leg part, but do you understand where I'm going with this? You can develop that physique if you want it. It's just going to put you in a situation where you want to work just a little bit harder. And I'm going to say this to you guys once again, it's easier on your joints. It's easier on your joints. Trust me. All these bodybuilders that now have all these back issues that are rolling around, and I ain't talking about just Lee Haney. I'm talking about you guys got to get out there and research. When you do bodybuilders, go through and research each and every last one of them. See how they died. See how they're living right now. See what's going on in their life. See, look at and here's the crazy part. The power lifters, you can't find none. That's my age. I think that big young man, I think, what was he, 23? Just passed congestive heart failure. 23. That's a baby, y'all. That's a baby. What they call him? And I don't want to get it wrong, so I ain't gonna say. I think it's the mountain. Is the mountain pass? One of them big motherfuckers. But that's all I'm saying. Look at Google the strongman competition and look at all those guys that used to do the strongman competition and see who's still living. See who's and then once again, how did they die? Okay, that once again, this system of lifting heavy, you have to eat big, you have to take some type of PED, you have to take all these protein powders, and you have to take all this other stuff, and it doesn't do good for you. It doesn't do you good in the long run. You have to take all these, just understand that when I just say heavy lifting, I'm talking about the whole content the mindset, the background, the process of heavy lifting. I'm not just talking about the actual weights. Even though your body is not meant to be in this position as a bench press, here, and here, bent, and lift that, like I said, 2 or 3 times your body weight. Your joints are gonna hurt. That's why, and y'all seen me do it. I told y'all, man, since I've been fasting, I was still like, man, when I lose my strength, you know I lost all this weight, and I used to sit there and curl 110 pounds for you guys, like for 20 reps. Still gonna be strong. It's just now that curling, the way that we curl with dead weight, that shit hurts. That shit hurts. Bench pressing, man. I have not had my and I'm 280 right now, right? I work out with 225 when I was working out. Work out with 225. And I used to try to go to fatigue. This shoulder would pop out. I'm 280, and like I said, I do 150 push-ups before I walk out of the garage every morning. I've never once had my shoulder pop out or it lock up like it normally do with the weights. Never has happened. Never happened. Haven't had, you know, I do standing squats, no weights. You know, I don't want to take my pants off and too much flab and all of this shit. No, I got to get down there and squat. But I also do weighted leg raises because I have bad knees. I have one bad knee. And those things, I think, keep me in the game. You know, if you grab me right now, I'm gonna grab you back. You're gonna have problems. You know, I ain't trying to brag on nothing. I'm telling you my experiences right now at 53. You know, people always say, hey man, what would you do differently if you can go back? One of the first things that I would do is never ever pick up weights. Not heavy weights. If I'm gonna pick up something that's gonna be 20 pounds, that's it. Other than that, it's all calisthenics. If there's one thing that you can go back and change, it will definitely be, don't pick up no heavy, don't squat, don't deadlift. I mean, I think I've squatted 600 pounds at one time. I've benched 500 one time. It just don't make sense. You know, I've seen guys bench and do less than that and pass out. Does that sound like that's something that your body should be under that much pressure? Your body cannot handle that much pressure. Let me clarify. Your joints cannot handle that much pressure. That's why you see these older bodybuilders, they all fucked up. Their backs, their hips, especially the ones that oh man, I was squatting, 800 pounds for reps. Those guys have hip replacement surgery. Oh man, I was bench pressing 700-800 pounds for reps, shoulder replacement. And once again, man, I'm not telling you this as a knock on bodybuilding. Now, you know there's other people that lift weights. Basketball players lift weight. They just don't go heavy. Some do, majority of them don't go heavy. Boxers, some boxers lift weights. Now, my mama dated a trainer back in the day, and he hated for the guys to lift weights. So because it was all repetition, he was like, hey man, muscle is too heavy. It's gonna make the boxer, it's gonna make the fighter tired. That's just what it is. And 90% of those guys back in the day, I think the only one back in the day that really lift weights like that was the one that Mike Tyson bit his ear, Evander Holyfield. I think everybody else with the good bodies, Roy Jones Jr., Mike Tyson, all them guys, they didn't lift weights. They didn't lift heavy weights. You can truly get a physique that you want and be proud of without lifting heavy weights. If you're a big man, you're gonna be a big man. Trust me. If you're a big man and you drop down and do 500 push-ups and 500 squats, you're going to be very athletic. You're going to be super mobile on the field. You're going to be, and your conditioning is going to be here versus somebody that goes in and lifts 500 pounds, squat. Now, some of you guys, when you touch that man that can bench press 800 pounds, I mean, it's going to be a different level. But by the fourth quarter, you're going to be whooping them. You're going to be tired. You're going to be exerted. It's going to be, all this juice going to be gone. But like I said, this is something that I want you guys to, for those that are, for you guys that are into it, and you know, I ain't asking you to change. Fuck you. To be honest with you, the young people, I'm addressing young people. They taught us the wrong way to do things, young people. Get out of it. I'm not saying to stop, don't have aspirations to be a bodybuilder. I'm not saying don't have aspirations to be a football player, basketball player, boxer. I'm saying drop down, give me 200. I'm saying follow these brothers from Calisthenic Kings. I'm saying follow, go to your local gymnast training facility and just sit down, because usually they have a little box in there that you can go sit down and watch. Go sit down and say, hey, man, the guys, what is their regimen? What's their workout regimen? Take notes, write that shit down. Look at the Calisthenic King guys and say, hey, man, what do you do for legs? Write that shit down and go do it. That's all I'm saying to you guys. Hey, man, I played football till shit over half my life. I love the sport. I just don't love the environment and the system that the sport is in. It is what it is. But when you look at these guys, when you look for longevity, because we wanted to be strong and we wanted to be big and we wanted to lift heavy, we are not living long. That's the point. That's the point. That is my point. All right. Do your research, and I hope to see you guys lifting, doing your thing, but stop lifting heavy. Even if you want to, even if you're saying, you know what, man, I get better results with this iron, cool. Lift your body weight. Lift your body weight instead of just one rep for power. Lift your body weight for repetition. Okay? Hotel.